Sure you're having a great time. I welcome you to today's session. I believe you can hear me. So let's go straight to the chat. You are welcome. How is trading going? Hope it's been profitable. Hope it's been profitable. You're welcome. Few minutes. Okay, so let's go straight to business. First pair I want us to look at is Euro USD. I believe you can hear me. If you can hear me, drop your comment. Okay, so Euro USD. I'm expecting a bearish move on Euro USD. Let's start with the daily. Let's see how yesterday candle closed, because that's what we'll use to determine the direction for today's market. So you can see yesterday candle closed as what? It closed as a shooting star, or you call it a spinning top. Okay, see how yesterday candle closed. So this is a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, this is a bearish reversal pattern. If you also go back, you would see that we had a support stone resistance here. Can you see that? So price tested that level. We also had a support here, which became a resistance. You can see the support, which became a resistance. You can see price tested both resistance level, and there was a strong rejection from that level. And the candlestick that formed at that zone is a bearish reversal pattern. So I think what played out yesterday was clear of liquidity. They cleared liquidity at this previous high. Can you see that they cleared liquidity at this previous high? They know a lot of retail traders would have executed sell after the formation of this shooting star, and their stop losses will be at this level. So what they did was to clear stop losses at this level before pushing price down. So yesterday candle closed bearish reversal pattern. So what we need to do is go down to lower time frame to identify fair value gaps. Okay, we go to 1 hour or 15 minutes or 4-hour time frame to identify the fair value gap that was created after the close of yesterday candlestick, after the close of this shooting star. So let's go to 4-hour. Why is it still not switching to 4-hour time frame? Oh, few minutes, please. I don't know why it's not switching to 4-hour. Why? So if we go down to, let's work with 15 minutes. Let's say 15 minutes. So after the close of yesterday candle, okay, after the close of yesterday candle, you can see that a fair value gap was created at this point. So it is likely price would fill this fair value gap before it goes bearish. We had a fair value gap there. We also had another fair value gap here. Okay, there's another fair value gap. So price is likely going to pull back to fill these gaps before going bearish. Okay, price is likely going to fill these gaps before going bearish. So what you need to do is wait for price to fill the gap. Now, if you don't want to wait for price to fill the gap, if you want to take a sell trade from the current market price, your stop loss should be, let's say, 20 pips above the high of this candle. Okay, if you don't want to wait for price to fill these gaps, set your stop loss 20 pips above the high of this candle, and that will be around 1.0905. 1.0905 from the current market price. That's about 45 pips. So if you are comfortable with 45 pip risk, you can go ahead and execute the trade. Okay, but I would advise that you wait. Let's see how CPI would drive the market, how CPI would drive price. So patiently wait. You can see since last night, you can see price has been in a range because of the CPI news that will be released later today. I think it's by 1:30 or by 2:30. That is why price has been in a range. This has always been the case when a major news like CPI is expected. So you can see it has been in a range. So patiently wait for the news to be released, or wait for an hour to the news or 30 minutes to the news. If price has filled this gap, you can now go in and sell. That would be my advice for Euro USD. Let's go to the next pair. I believe you can hear me. If you can hear me, I want to see your comments. GBP USD, and if there's any instruments you want us to analyze together, just drop it in the comment section. Okay, drop it in the comment section. So let's move to the next pair. GU, I'm expecting a bearish move on GU also. Okay, you can see GU. Let's go to daily. Let's start with the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see the pattern that formed yesterday was a shooting star. Can you see that? It was a shooting star. Now, after the formation of that shooting star, you would also notice that we had a support here. You can see we had a support here, which became a resistance, and I think price tested that level. Okay, it didn't hit that level, but it tested. We had a resistance here. Okay, so price tested that level. So we have a supply zone here, and there was a strong rejection from that supply zone. So let's go down to 4-hour time frame. See if we can identify a fair value gap on 4-hour time frame. Why is this thing not responding? Okay, let's go back to 15 minutes. I don't know why 4 hours is not responding. So on 15 minutes, let's see. So on 15 minutes, you can see we have a fair value gap here on 15 minutes. Okay, we have a fair value gap here. So wait for price to fill that gap. That gap has already been filled, right? That gap has already been filled. So we have a bearish setup on, but I would advise you patiently wait for price to a candle, let's say 15 minutes candle, to close below this support that was formed. Okay, wait for price to close below a candle, 15 minutes candle to close below this level before you go bearish. And if you are selling, set your stop loss 20 pips above the high of this candle. That would be my take on GU. I'm considering selling GU. Okay, I'm considering selling GU. Let's see 1 hour. Don't know why 1 hour and 4 hours is not responding. Let me 4 hour. Okay, so on 4 hour, let's go to 1 hour. So you can see the fair value gap on 1 hour. Can you see it? You can see it. So, and that gap has been filled. So let's wait for price to break the low of that 15 minutes fair value gap. Okay, wait for price to break below the low of this. Yes, okay, the fair value gap on 15 minutes. Okay, wait for price to close below it before you sell. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So let's move to the next pair. That will be USDJPY. USDJPY is still bullish. I'm still bullish on USDJPY. Okay, so start with the daily. You can see it has been in a range for some time. It has been in a range for some time. After a strong bullish move, okay, it went into a range. This tells me that the sellers are not ready yet. Okay, the sellers are not ready yet. You can see that's why they've not been able to break this what's it called, resistance to support. You can see. So the buyers are still in control. The buyers are still in control. I would only consider selling if the bears are able to push price below this support, resistance to support. But right now, the buyers are still in control. The buyers are still in control. So my buyers on USJPY is bullish. Okay, now after the formation of this candle, I think it was Friday candle. Okay, it looks like an hammer, as you can see. So let's go down to 1 hour. No, 1 hour is not responding. So let's go down to 15 minutes. Okay, so after the close of that hammer candle, you can see we had several fair value gaps here on 15 minutes. So we might want to wait for price to fill these gaps before we go bullish. So we want to wait for price to fill these gaps. Okay, we also have fair value gap around this area. Okay, we have fair value gap here. Okay, it's a very small fair value gap here. So you want to see price fill this okay, this gap before you buy. And if you're considering buying from the current market price, your stop loss should be, let's say, 20 pips below this level. 20 pips below this level, that will be 150.60. 150, that's about 120 pips. If you are okay with that risk, for me, that risk is too high. Too high, so I cannot execute a buy trade from the current market price. It has to pull back. It has to pull back, fill maybe one of these gaps before I will consider buying. I hope that is clear. Okay, so that's my take on USD JPY. I'm still bullish on USD JPY. Okay, let's look at USD CAD. USD CAD also, I'm still bullish on USD CAD, but let's just see the chart. So USD CAD, let's see how yesterday candle closed. Okay, you can see yesterday candle closed as a spiny indecision candle, right? This is an indecision candle. Okay, the fact that they've not been able to break the low of this bullish shooting star indicates that the buyers are still in control. If they're able to push price below this supply demand zone, demand zone, then I would consider selling. But right now, they are still trading above this demand zone. That tells me demand is still higher than supply. Okay, so I should look for a buy. Yesterday candle closed as what? An indecision candle, right? It closed as an indecision candle. So after the close of that indecision candle, let's go to 4 hour. Let's see what we have on 4 hour. 4 hour is not responding. I don't know why. Let's go to 1 hour. 1 hour too is not responding. 15 minutes. Okay, so let's go to 15 minutes and see what we had on 15 minutes. I don't know what's wrong with the screen of this phone. Okay. Okay, so this is 15 minutes. This is 15 minutes. Let me go back to daily. Okay, then down to 15 minutes. Okay, so this is it on 15 minutes. I'm not sure. Is this chart updated? Okay, is updated. Okay, so we want to see price pull back. Okay, you might want to wait for price to pull back. Okay, let it pull back a few minutes. Okay, fair value gap was created here. Okay, if you want to buy, wait for price to close above this fair value gap before you buy USD card. This is where I'll consider buying USD card. 1.3588. 3588. That will be my entry for USD card. 3588. This zone, okay, a candle must close above this zone before I consider buying. And if I'm buying, my stop loss, if I'm buying, my stop loss will be few pips below this support, this demand zone. My stop loss will be few pips below this demand zone. Okay, so I'm still bullish on USD card. You can see USD card has been in a range for some time. It has been in a range after a strong bullish move. It's been in a range, so I'm expecting price to break out from this resistance, and the first target will be the high of this candle, the high of the shooting star. That will be my first target. Buying from this point, 3587. My first target will be here. That is about 60 pips profit. 60 pips profit. And my risk on this trade will be around 60 pips, 50 to 60 pips risk. Okay, so that's a good one. But like I said, I have to wait for a candle to close above this level before I buy. Okay, let's look at which other pair, let's look at, okay, I think we've looked at US JPY, Euro JPY also. Let's see. Euro JPY, looking at the daily, price tested this previous resistance level and there was a strong rejection. You see how yesterday candle closed. This is a spinning top, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. Okay, so after the formation of yesterday candle, let's see what we had on let's see what we had on 4 hour. I don't know why 4 hour is not responding. I think this screen something is wrong. Let's go to 15 minutes. Okay. So on 15 minutes after the close of yesterday, we had a fair value gap at this point. So price is likely going to fill this gap. Okay, price is likely going to fill this gap before it goes bearish. Okay, you can see price is currently inside that gap, but it hasn't filled that gap. So it's likely going to fill this gap. If you are considering selling, wait for price to fill that gap before you go bearish, or it's likely if this gap, if a candle closes above this back gap or closes above the high of this candle, then you should go bullish. You should go bullish on Euro JPY. Okay, if this gap, if a candle closes above this high, then you should go bullish. My bias is bullish on EJ. My bias is bullish on UJ, but I will consider buying if a 4-hour candle closes above this fair value gap or above the high of this candle. That's when I will consider buying on Euro JPY. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So I think that will be all for this session. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comments. That will be all for this session. Today is CPI. You have to be very conservative. Okay, don't be aggressive. Don't be aggressive. Go. Um, don't over leverage. Okay, be very conservative. So that's my take on Euro JPY. So I think the last instrument we'll be looking at is gold. Let's look at gold. I think the setup on gold right now is bearish. Okay, the setup on gold right now I think is bearish. Let's look at gold. Okay. Okay, gold right now is bearish. Let's start with the daily. I think a bearish reversal pattern formed yesterday. So yesterday candle closed as we could call this a shooting star. Shooting star formed after a spinning top, right? This is a spinning top. So what we need to wait for is today's candle to close. If today's candle closes bearish, then we should expect more bearish move on gold this week. If today's candle closes bearish, we should expect more bearish move on gold. As you can see, we had a bullish spinning top and a bullish shooting star. So after this pattern, we'll wait for a bearish candlestick to close before we sell. Okay, so that's my take on gold. I am bearish on gold. It will not be wise to buy gold at the current market price. Gold should pull back to a discount before you consider buying if you are considering buying. Okay, so with what we have now on the chart, with the pattern we have, we should be considering selling gold and not buy gold. Buying gold is at a very high risk. Okay, it is at a very high risk. So that's my take on gold, and that will be all for today's session. I appreciate you all for your participation. If this is your first time participating in this live stream, please ensure you subscribe to the channel so that whenever I come online, you get notified by YouTube. And if you're not on the WhatsApp group, send me a message on WhatsApp so that I can add you to the WhatsApp group. I wish you a profitable trading day.